Okay, guys, so Ninja Andrew here. Ninja Misty and I have been talking, and given the progression that we've made on both of our characters in the past couple weeks, we figured that we were going to do sort of like a progress update and just let you guys know sort of what we've done and what our plans are and where we're going to go next. So basically, thanks to the St. Patrick's Day mission and the PvP that we've been doing over the last couple weeks, uh, Ninja Misty and I both were able to level up quite significantly. Ninja Misty is actually almost at level 30 already. I'm following behind. I'm a little bit more behind her because I didn't do as much PvP. But we're now that we're uh, a little bit higher up in the levels and getting close to being level 30, we figured that in order to give you guys the best content in the episodes, that the best thing that we could show you is more ways to boost your character rather than just going and doing the missions, because we figure if we go and do some missions right now, we'll probably level up and be level 30 before we've even really shown you guys all the rest of the boosting techniques. So what we're going to do is level up just a little bit more so that I can get up to level 25. Then we're going to do an episode that it covers all the races in Gotham and Metropolis, and then we're going to also show all of the bounty missions in Gotham and Metropolis. So between doing that kind of stuff, that's going to get us, once we've hit level 25, up to level 30 or close to our level 30 mission very rapidly. So in order to get to level 25, what we're planning on doing is probably running a couple of the lower level alerts over the next couple episodes just so we can get up to level 25, and then we'll do the rest of those boosting missions. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but just basically to tell you guys why we're not doing the missions. We're going to save those until after we've hit level 30, and there are reasons for that that we'll explain in the episode once we've hit level 30. But basically, in this episode, I'm also just going to show you guys some of the stuff that we've done in the past couple weeks. So here you can see I'm wearing the leprechaun outfit. The hat's actually, I don't know if it's the leprechaun hat, probably is, but this is like the standard leprechaun outfit. And you can see here, I'm just going to go into my inventory. I'll give you guys like maybe a better look here if you can see him a little bit better there. And then there's another hat style. I also got all four of the Cloverleaf collections, so I'm just going to accept that, and we'll get that piece of mail by the end of this. And during the event, I actually also managed to get a shillelagh, which, compared to my old weapon, which did 27.7 damage per second, this one does 45.9, so it's definitely going to be better. I'm just going to use that for the time being until I get something to replace this. And speaking of something to replace this, due to all the PvP that I've been doing, I was able to go and purchase a PvP weapon. This is a 135 Marks of Tactics Tier 3 weapon, as well as a Tier 3 necklace. You can see there's the Cloverleaf collection completed. So these two pieces are Tier 3, and I haven't even purchased anything of the lower tiers yet. You can also see here I have stacks and stacks of boxes. I have more in my bank, as well as down here I have some Promethean lock boxes. I'm going to do an episode, the next episode, I'm going to open all of these up all at once so you guys can see sort of what the ratio of gear and loot that you get out of the different types of boxes in the game. Just PvP and Promethean for now, but at least I'm interested to see. I've never opened them all up at once like that, so I'm interested to see what kind of stuff that's going to drop for us. And basically I'll show you here also a couple more things here. So the head style, there's some sort of, it's not the clubs is another one that we got off of the event. The clover Dealy Bobbers there. What's the one that I just got? It's some kind of really? Why do I do this? It's gotta be here somewhere. It's not, it's like a fedora, but I'm not seeing any fedora styles. Go through each one. It's not the Celtic, that's the one I was wearing. Okay, so maybe it is, it's this leprechaun. That's probably what it is. That's okay, that's the other style of hat that was available. And then there's also the Celtic snake back, which you can see here. So all of that stuff was available out of the St. Patrick's Day event that just happened. I've got the shillelagh here. See what it looks like. It's got bones sort of strapped to it. Also got that annoying trinket that everybody loves. So that's just basically to show you guys some of the loot that we've gotten in the past couple weeks, and I'm gonna show more from those boxes in the next episode. So right here, I'm just going into the aquacultural area in the watchtower. The reason being is because we've made all that progression. I basically went from level 14 to level 22 without actually touching a mission, except for the St. Patrick's Day stuff. So because we've gone up so many levels, you can see here I've got power points and skill points to spend. So I'm just going to show you guys where I'm going to spend those now, and I'll start with with the skill points, just because we've done a few of those already. Let's see, what was the last one I bought? Okay, I bought shield. I'm just going to go up through this list, buy the first one of every weapon proficiency, to make sure that I can use and vote on those weapons, roll on them, I guess, when they start dropping in the instances that we're going to be playing soon. That will basically allow me to use everything. So I have 5 left after that. I could put them in here, but I'm going to have to respec them soon anyways in the flight episode. So for now, I'm just going to buy some extra staff skills. Let's see, dominance, critical attack chance. It's better for me at this point than dominance, even though dominance is the controller skill. It's the last thing I'll put my points into. I'll put it into other stuff first. So that'll just allow me to be a little bit more proficient with some of my combos here. I feel so much better than what I had before. And then also 4 power points. So this is going to allow me to buy actually, like, here, let me do this. I'm going to respec just so you guys, I'm going to walk you through it one more time. So powers only. Okay, so from my powers, I have the 2 different types of powers that I could go in to buy. I've got the iconics. I'm going to start with traps, get the taser line, fear gas, defibrillator. Taser and defibrillator are your 2 most important powers as a controller. Fear gas is to get us down to Gauss grenade, which you can see over here on the left side that in the control roll it reduces enemy defenses. That's a debuff. It's going to knock your enemy's armor down. Then we have another one here. It's another debuff, reduces the target's ability to heal and removes power over time effects. This can be used against healers or controllers to debuff them from using their powers. So that's really good in PvP. As a side note, you can see it also inflicts burning or burning on electrified enemies. The reason that's important is because this first power up here electrifies enemies. So you're going to hit them with this, and this is going to start them burning. You could also alternatively hit them with the Gauss grenade. This is why I'm using this combination, because both this one and this one electrify them. I'll show you why that's important in a second. So now I can afford finally a cryo field, because I'm a high enough level. I'm going to go to iconic powers, buy the ones that are important. Actually, okay, hold on, one more from traps. I'm going to get the drone, battle drone. Then I'm going to go to iconics, get word of power, 3 left. For now, wisdom of Solomon. I'm going to get both of these damage buffs. And that's good for now. That's the best I can buy at this second. So then to load those out, just going to load out controller powers right now. First one is Gauss Grenade. Second one is Cryo Foam. Third one is Cryo Field. Fourth one is Defibrillator. Fifth is your Taser Pull. And the last one is either of the supercharges. So Battle Drone or Word of Power. I'm just going to put Battle Drone in for now because it's easier to charge up. Okay, so now that I have my power spec'd out, I'm just going to go and show you guys in the war room what they all look like together and why that is the combo that I like. It's going to be easiest for you guys to see this on an attack dummy. Hopefully there's one that isn't being like overrun by a ton of people. Alright, this guy's not really using this one. Okay, so your 2 most important powers. Your burst power, that's on X. The reason I put that on X is because it's going to be the one I'm going to hit the most, and X is the button that I'm closest to hitting the most. Like, it's where my thumb is naturally resting, where it's going to be like, okay, I want to hit that button. So that's on that one for that reason. I then have the Taser Pull. That puts the power over time. You can see now I have a number ticking off every few seconds. That one fills up my power bar. The other one fills up all of your friends, everybody else in your group. These attack dummies naturally fill up my power. That's why I got like a boost there of like 800 and some odd. That's just so I can keep practicing with these powers here. But basically you can see when I hit him with that taser line, he gets that little blue electrical field surrounding his chest. That means he's electrified. If I go ahead and hit him with the one that burns him, that's Cryo Foam, it starts damaging him for extra. Yeah, this guy thinks he looks all badass with his guns there. Okay, so then you have basically 2 options for electrifying the enemy, like I said. You can hit them with the taser line. Oops, I wouldn't hit that one. Hit them with the taser line. I'm going to wait for that to go away. Like, honestly, what are you hitting them for? Okay, I'm going to just go somewhere else then. Okay. So, 2 options for electrifying. The other one is the Gauss Grenade. The reason that's important, you can see the Gauss Grenade has the orange effect. Both of them, when you hit them with Cryo Foam, starts the enemy burning on fire. That's also the reason why I have Gauss Grenade, then Cryo Foam set up one after the other on that rotation, so that they naturally just make, like, I just want to go from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And the reason for that further is that once you've set up that, the electrified with the burning, you can then use cryo fields to explode the enemies. You can see there he just went flying and then got encased in this thing. This is a good combo. It does a nice hit on everything that you hit them with, as well as including to do extra damage to them and force them to have to break out multiple times. Between the taser pull, and then this hit is like the one that sets them on fire also grounds them, which means that they can't use their movement mode. So some guys like hitting you and then tries to run away, or thinks that he's gonna run away before you can kill him. Hit him with that, they can't get anywhere. It just like stops them, puts them on the ground. So like the reason I like having the taser pull and the Gauss grenade both at the same time is because they cost different amounts of power to throw. One, you're going to be naturally wanting to throw. You're going to want to throw your taser pull so that you can get the power for yourself, but you're also going to want to throw the Gauss grenade. Either way, whatever you've hit the enemy with, he's always going to be set up for you to set him on fire like that and start up the extra damage ticks and then throw that on him. That allows you to keep going and attacking an enemy that's encased. He'll break out if it's like a regular human player. That's an easy thing to break out of, but it forces them to use their power up while they're burning and taking damage. So just like the combination between those particular powers allows you to like stack quite a bit of damage in a controller role, which by the end of this game, once you've bought all of your stat points and gotten everything, is very useful to do that kind of damage while being able to like stun an enemy as much as you can with this particular combo. The other thing is if you don't hit them, let's say you don't get the electric charge on them so that they're electrified. If you just hit them with the foam and then the freeze, that should also encase them as well. And it's definitely funny when they have no power left and you can do something like this with them. You know? It just basically makes for like a very helpless enemy who, if they're trying to fight you, they're taking a lot of damage while if they're trying to stay close to you, and you just keep keeping them close to you with that pull, because that pull is going to keep pulling them closer to you. Doesn't really work on these guys right now because I don't have like a really super high dominance, but once I get a little bit higher in level, it's just basically going to keep them taking damage and they can't really do too much about it. And that's just an outline so you guys can tell like what's going on when I'm using my attacks in the episodes as we go further. I'm going to keep using that loadout for PvE and PvP till the end of the game. So just that's my tip for building a loadout with a gadgets controller. Try that out and see how that works for you. There are certain things that can be changed about it. Just really quickly, I'll just go in and show you guys. Okay, so you have some other powers here, like stealth. That's sort of like a cloak. You go use a smoke bomb and then you go invisible. That opens up some of these other abilities like thermite mine, sleep dart. They're okay, but you have to pull off the stealth in order to do that. Pulling off stealth in combat sort of is like you have to pull off a stun and then throw stealth really quick and then throw one of these attacks. And I can do it. I like doing it with certain characters and legends. The problem I have with this side of the game is that a lot of the powers get a little bit glitchy in combat, so something that you might be relying on to do that extra hit for you might end up screwing you over in a really heated PvP match. So that's why I tend to avoid the stealth powers. Bunker Buster is an okay super. It does mostly damage, so this one I like because it throws power to the group, and that's actually really beneficial, which you'll see as I use that power. Neural Neutralizer, that one really I see as a DPS power for just the function that it does. It doesn't really do anything that's going to help me out as a controller. So that one I'd say is like a strictly DPSing power. Uh, I'm just going to go over here. There are some beneficial things and tricks. Eventually, I'm going to buy Sticky Bomb and Intimidation, these two powers here. The reason being is because there's certain loadouts and certain instances where those are beneficial to have even as a troller. The rest of these here, Holographic Decoy, Distract, those are two like sort of distracting techniques for your for combat. I don't really like them or find them useful. Suppressor Turret, it's good, but it's doing effects that I'm already doing with other powers, as well as the fact that it's not really throwing any power out. So I don't really like. To me, that says DPS. You know what I mean? Even though it says like, okay, controller role, uh, it does the frostbite on enemies, but like I don't have. Um, I already have the effect between electrify and burning, but here I don't have anything to set them off with frostbite. That would be relying on another player using ice powers, I'm guessing, to set off that for me. And while that's cool, I don't play with an ice tank on a regular basis. I play with all types of tanks, so it doesn't make sense for me to just specialize with that one power. If I was rolling with an ice tank all the time, I might give that a try. But you know, asphyxiation gas, that's another 50% damage based supercharge. It's decent for damage, but not something that's really necessary as a controller. Same thing with anesthetic. It's a good supercharge, but if you have a healer, like that's the thing, is I have a healer who I'm playing with all the time, so it's not exactly a power that I need to go and waste that point on. I'll just go through the last ones here. Vortex Cannon reduces the target's damage output. That's a good debuff. If I had extra points after I was all done, that would be something that I would consider getting, just so that I could modify my loadouts when I was going into different instances. It's not a bad idea. The stasis field, it's kind of like putting a bubble around your enemy, and it makes them vulnerable to crushing powers. I've seen that work very well with, let's say, earth powered DPS or tanks that were using crushing effects, but since it's doing the exact same thing as Gauss Grenade, and Gauss Grenade does more for me with combinations with those other powers, and I don't run with an earth tank all the time either, it doesn't make sense for me to specialize in that. Energy Shield is great. Only problem is that it's so far down in the tree. There's another shield in iconic powers, the Hard Light Shield, which I would say works just as well without having to cost that many power points to get down to. You've also got, okay, Photon Blast. That's really DPS power. You can see it causes additional damage to enemies at 35% health or below. That's really good for DPSs. You can see it's vulnerable to interrupt, though. I don't like moves like that. Vulnerable to interrupt, and then specifically, like, it's more beneficial to use when they're 35% or below. I just don't like playing with those types of powers, but I'll show you when we get to DPSing how to use that. Done Vortex Cannon. Napalm Grenade, essentially it's doing the burning thing that I'm doing with the other two powers, just with one hit. And it's also another debuff that does the same thing as my cryo foam over there. But the reason I don't like this one is because I have to go all the way down on this other side to get something that really is just doubling up something that I'm already doing with my other powers. So this could be useful to a DPS that just wanted to go straight from burning to something like cryo field to get that extra damage tick, but for a controller, you can see how many points I would have just to get down to that, and it's not really doing anything for me outside of what I've already got, which is already doing that. So iconic powers, basically if you have a power like, okay, Word of Power is a hands down like the best controller supercharge for when you're doing PvE. It's going to throw out enough power to your group to basically fill them all back up again. So and you can charge it up twice and use it twice in a row. So I don't see why you wouldn't want to have that, because it can basically bring your whole team back from the brink twice. So that's a really good supercharge to have. You have some other ones here. I would say all of these, it's kind of like, if you have an extra point and there's something that you really like the sound of or really add some flavor to your character, you can experiment with those, but they're not essential to really any of the loadouts in the game. You could use them to customize and personalize your own loadout, but nothing really too important there. It's sort of like supplementary powers. They can do things that you might not be able to get in your own loadout, but there's nothing outside of your loadout that you really need. So these are just sort of, I see them, a lot of them, as extras. This stuff here, you can see it says required level 22 and then innate. That means if I buy it, I don't have to use a power or do anything. It naturally is affecting me. So like here, it gives me +3 critical attack chance. That's all the time on this character as long as I have that PowerPoint spec'd out there. Plus 10% critical attack damage. So I do plus 10 critical attack damage all the time. You can see here there's 2 for healing, 2 for damage, 2 for trolling, 2 for tanking, and then 2 random ones. The 2 random ones, one gives you weaponization rating. I'll be picking that up at some point. That's so I can pick up cars and throw them. And then this one, perception. If more people in the game use the stealth, that would be important, but as it is, there's basically no use to buy that one. I'll just at last go through the flight stuff here. You can see there are some powers. Okay, from this power that I've already purchased all the way straight down, plus these 2 on the left, those are all innate. Basically, it's going to power up my flight abilities, so as I swoop down, it's going to knock down enemies. As I try to break out of stuff, it's going to, or just even naturally flying around, you can see breakout stuff is going to give me extra power as I'm using my breakout, so that's going to help me out. And then on the other side here, you have these are supplementary powers within the flight. Each movement mode has its own supplementary powers and supercharges. Some people swear by these for their characters, tanks and stuff like that, for specific moves that do specific things. I personally would see these as, like, because they're supplementary, you can spend your skill points on them, but for now, probably better to just spend them on stuff that actually benefits your character rather than something that you might use a little bit but probably not all the time. So you can try them out, see how you like them, but it might just end up being a waste of skill points. But that's just basically like my overview of the skill points, or where we were at, my powers and why I bought them, and what I'm going to be using in the future. So I'm finished with that for now. If you guys have any questions about anything, just leave them in the comments. Now I'm gonna just do a last few things to finish up this episode, and just give you guys an idea of what we're going to be doing in the future. So right here, I'm still in the war room with Beast Boy. I'm going to go to this vendor. Because we've been doing so much PvP over the past little while, I've got some points here to buy some characters. So I'm just going to go through real quick. Buy some of these characters up. Let's see. Two-Face or the Joker? Who does it come down to? Oh man, I've already got the Arkham Asylum Joker too. I'm gonna get Two-Face for now. I'll come back for the Joker when I get more points. So basically, that's how you get more characters to use for Legends PvP. I'll show you that in a second. And there's a feat for buying all of those original characters, so that's why I'm trying to get all of those. But here, if I were to, I'm not going to actually queue, but if I go and look at my character list now, you can see I have a few characters to select from now. So that's not bad. And we'll be doing some PvP episodes coming up just to show you a little bit of an overview of like some of these characters and how we like them. So hopefully that'll be something we can do fairly soon. Also, let me just actually unqueue for that. Since we've been doing so much PvP, I mentioned that I had picked up those weapons. I can't actually use them yet because I'm still not level 30. Once I hit level 30, I'll be able to equip those. The necklace and the weapon there. I'm just going to go really quickly and show you guys two things. One is where I got that stuff. Just going to go through the meta wing. I'm going to show you, if you're still level 14 working your way up like we were doing in our episodes, I'm going to show you somewhere where you can go and get yourself a set of PvP gear for doing lower level stuff with. And there's going to be a weapon there that's probably going to be better than anything you're using at this point in the game. So I'm just going to go here. This is where I bought, there's tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. Tier 1 armor is in each of the wings. I just came straight here and spent my tokens on a tier 3 weapon and the tier 3 necklace. So it cost me like, I don't know how much. It's like 135 for the weapon, and then probably about 40 for the necklace. I think I got the one all the way at the bottom. No, I got this one probably. Yeah. So that'll just make things easier once I get up to level 30. So if you're working on your character now, working your way up, you want to start saving up your marks. Don't spend them on the lower level stuff like the tier 2 suit. Don't like go through that thinking that you have to do that, because even right now they're going to be changing the PvP stuff soon anyways. So like if you can get that weapon out of the way now, that may end up helping you in the future. And like one thing I'm interested in seeing is when I go and open all of these boxes now, I have like a bank full of these boxes. I'm going to open them all in the next episode. I want to see, because I'm holding a tier 3 weapon now, if it's going to start dropping me tier 3 stuff out of these boxes, because that would be very nice. So we will see in the next episode if that's the case. I'm hoping that it's so, but we'll see. So a couple last things before we finish this episode. I'm going to head now to the teleporter for Gotham. You can actually go to either of these teleporters. You want one of the high-level police stations. I'm going to this one. There's one on the opposite side. If you go through there, like it's over there on the other side of that wall for Metropolis. But I'm going to go to Diamond District. I'm going to go and show you guys the vendor for the lowest level of PvP armor, I think, that's available in the game. One of the lowest levels. There might be lower level vendors. So you like level 9 gear or something. Okay. So this is the Diamond District Police Station. I'm going to come and talk to Pulsar Ward. He's got a level 14 helmet. Just gonna buy this stuff anyways. Level 9 shoulders. He's got a level 13 necklace. Let's see, what's the highest level stuff I can get? There's level 19 shoulders. 2 level 19 rings. And then a level 14 bow. Or, sorry, that's level 14 weapons. There should be one of each different type here. So I'm going to go and get, actually, set of officer's claws. Now, I know that's not a lot, but that weapon, let's compare it to what we had. So we had a 27.7, and that's a 42.7. So there is a little bit of a damage reduction because of it being a PvP weapon if you're using it in PvE, but that's still probably going to work out to be better than what you had. So you might want to come here and purchase that, as well as getting this basic set. This is like super basic set of PvP gear: a helmet, a necklace, some shoulders, and some rings. Because if you throw this stuff on before you queue up for your PvP matches, you're gonna have a better chance of surviving. I'll just show you here. In order to put on rings, you got to take off both of them somehow. You know, like you can click on one to switch it, but that other one you have to go and take it out. So there you go. Now I'm in my PvP gear for the time being. That's as good as it gets, but once I hit level 30, that'll get a little bit better. But just so you guys know where you can come and get like a half decent weapon once you hit level 14. And you can see, actually I'll show you. There's one of these guys in each of the high level police stations. They also have level 24 weapons, so in a little bit I'll be able to get another weapon that's like another 12.8 damage over the staff that I'm using right now. So it's going to be even better than the shillelagh. So I'm looking forward to hitting that level and being able to pick that up, just to help get through some of the content. It makes it a little bit easier. Right now, just heading outside the Diamond District Police Station. I'll show you guys one last thing that we're going to be doing over the next little while to help us boost to get our characters leveled up. This is something that we're going to be doing sort of by ourselves behind the scenes, but we just wanted to show you guys where you would go and what you would do if you want to go and do this as another boosting technique. Okay, so I'm outside of Diamond District. Just waiting, we'll see. Yeah, okay. So this girl here, Wayne Tech Tori. She's got a mission. Diamonds are for everyone. This is called Diamond Heist. Accept the mission, and I'll go into my journal here and make sure that I have that queued up. See the arrow pointing in the direction it wants me to go. This whole square or rectangle here of orange on my mini map is the Diamond Heist area. There isn't one going on right now, but basically it's a little mini game where heroes and villains are supposed to show up here. There are some trucks, they look kind of like this one here, that are going to appear all over this area. You beat down on the trucks, little bags of cash pop out. You carry the cash back to this truck, and the first team to get so many bags, or I guess it's bags of diamonds or something, back to the truck wins. And then you get to come here and purchase gear in between the missions. So that you can see here, this is a level 30 trench coat, and then some level 30 weapons that we'll be looking at getting for styles later. But yeah, basically these go on, they probably happen about every 20 minutes, I would say. So you can see here there's some people just like waiting around for one to start so that they can get theirs completed, probably for the day or for whatever they're trying to do. So like, I'm not gonna actually wait around and do that mission, just because it's fairly self-explanatory, and villains so rarely show up here to do this that you really like, it's not much of a challenge these days. So as long as you know like where to pick up the mission, which is out front of the Diamond District Police Station, and then how to equip it from your journal. See, it's going to be 5 minutes until the Diamond Heist PvP event. So we'll show one of those, I'm sure, in a later episode, but you can see that's how you would tell. You know what I mean? It's telling you go visit Wayne Tech Tori outside Diamond District Police Station for more information. So we already did that. If we wanted to, we could wait around here for 5 minutes, and then the game would start. So that's just something that we're going to be doing in addition to all of the other PvP and stuff behind the scenes. We're going to be doing Diamond Heist missions. There's also, in Metropolis, you go out front of the Midtown station, and there's another guy there. He looks like a Green Lantern, and he gives you the mission called Ring Ore, which is close to the LexCorp Tower, and it's basically the same idea. There's a little mini game there. You go around and collect, I think, lanterns, bring them back to a specific spot, and the first team to bring back all the lanterns that they need wins, and you get credit and experience for completing that. So you want to complete, I think it's like 50 of these to get a feat. That's probably just for the first feat, but basically, if you're working along, you want to be doing PvP, you want to be doing the Diamond Heist and the Ring War as much as you can, whichever city you're in. As well as one last thing that I will mention that we've been doing is just a little bit, but we're going to work on it a little bit more as we go, is we've been starting to farm bits because we know we're going to need those for modding our equipment once we level up. So if you're out there and you see those bits around, you want to start collecting those as well. So that's going to be it for this episode, and join me again next time when I'm going to open up all of these PvP boxes, plus about like 3 times more of those, and then also all of these Promethean lock boxes, and we'll see just what kind of stuff I get out of them. So hopefully there will be some fun stuff there, and then we'll have more episodes coming up soon after that. So hopefully that's told you guys also a little bit about just sort of like where we're at, what we're going to be doing as we go forward, and sort of what you're going to be seeing in the next few episodes. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys again next time.